This is the Trinidad and Tobago National Commission for UNESCO, the United Nations educational, scientific and cultural organization, of which Trinidad and Tobago has been a member for more than 40 years, working as a catalyst for change.
The National Commission for UNESCO is really a very small entity. The commission is of a certain size, but its technical staff is extremely small, rarely only the Secretary General herself. We are therefore constrained by resources to be a catalyst for change and for program development and implementation.
The Commission's 5 sector committees come together with a small secretariat and do the work with teachers and students as the main motivators. The Education Committee promotes quality in educational practice with its focus on schools, professional training of educational administrators, and national literacy.
Working with colleagues in the Ministry of Education and the national community, and particularly NGOs that were involved in the area of the whole question of literacy, we had the opportunity to launch a decade of activities to promote literacy in Trinidad and Tobago. And I have to mention in this regard, a retired curriculum development officer, Dr. Hyacinth McDowell, who was a real partner, a real colleague in the 1990s working in the area of literacy. We had workshops, and Dr. McDowell, with her colleagues in education, trained a number of persons in the community to go out and work with young people who are functionally illiterate.
UNESCO itself promotes literacy. UNESCO looks at the culture, the art. Also, UNESCO is an important stakeholder in the entire peace initiative, the environment. These are all literacy projects that we we always support.
The courses that I took at the IIEP, they had a direct relationship to the work that I do now. And in my current job as educational facilities planner, I utilize the training that I got at the IIEP.
We were trained in project management. We were able to utilize your project management skills. You were trained in GIS. You were able to locate schools using GIS technology, Geographic Information System, to locate schools, to locate data, Google Maps. You were able to develop proposals. You're able to pull data on persons by regions and bring that at a national level, and you're able to analyze your data. And all of this is being supported through the Trinidad and Tobago National Commission for UNESCO.
A principal needs to know that young people want to belong to something, and the National Commission, through its UNESCO clubs, gives the principal an opportunity for members of the school population to belong to the world community, so that members of staff should be trained. They are guaranteed that pupils who belong to a UNESCO club will acquire a great deal of skills in data gathering, record keeping, project delivery. These are skills that benefit a school, because you have young people who are so much better than themselves through the work of the club.
Schools provide the best possibilities for change, and the Culture of Peace Committee within the National Commission is working with teachers and religious leaders on a project to reduce harmful prejudice by building religious tolerance among the young.
I am a part of a project of the Commission that is to do with getting the subject, teaching about world religions, and people conflate it or mix it up with religious instruction, but it is quite different from religious instruction. It is giving children information about the religions that are practiced around them. And coming out of that, we hope to see the development of respect for each other's religious faiths, which we think can only come from developing knowledge about each other's existence. One of the committees involved in this is the Committee for the Culture, to develop a culture of peace.
The National Commission addresses culture in its broadest sense in all its activities. Projects with schools and communities preserve memory, change lives and honor our living heritage.
The overall objective is, of course, to connect the national interests and the development of culture and the arts in our country. It's a project that sought to address the changing faces of our communities in Trinidad and Tobago. But the intention is, how do we deal with the fact that the communities that we all grew up in our time have changed so tremendously, and in some cases have deteriorated. Violence, gang violence in these places, unemployment, youths being really marginalized in a lot of ways. And new people coming into some communities but not necessarily knowing what those communities historically have been about. So we devised this project in which we sought to take those marginalized youth, have them research the heritage of the communities in which they live, and build out of that what we call a community museum.
Unesco's choice of the execution idea definitely gave me great satisfaction. So I was very, very elated by the effort.
Significant success has been achieved with respect to Trinidad and Tobago ratifying UNESCO's International Culture Conventions, shaping the way for improvements in the preservation of our natural and cultural heritage and their impact on tourism and poverty alleviation.
Over the last decade, the National Commission for UNESCO has worked relentlessly and tirelessly to ensure that Trinidad and Tobago ratify UNESCO's major standard-setting instruments in the area of culture. 4 conventions have so far been signed, but what is needed now to maximize the benefits from UNESCO is for the country to put in place the legislation that will truly give effect to those conventions and really help the cultural aspect in our country. The Trinidad and Tobago National Commission, and by extension the country, should really seriously consider having the Pitch Lake listed as a World Heritage Site. It's a lot of work to get it done. It means serious commitment on the part of the state and the people of the country. But when we consider that it is the largest asphalt lake in the world, all the major roads of the world have been paved with our pitch. It is a gift to the world, and we need to hold it up as such.